Welcome to today's broadcast of Carroll High School Athletics. This is CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. Now, here are your Carroll Chargers.
Hello and welcome to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Nathan Weaver, bringing you today's broadcast between the Carroll Chargers and the East Noble Knights at D.R. Gorgeous Athletic Complex, home of the 2010 state champion Chargers. Starting lineups for each team today. For the East Noble Knights, starting at shortstop, number 10, Matt Patton. Starting at second base, number 2, Cody Everidge. Starting at third base, number 4, Tanner Fugate. Starting at first base, number 3, Trevor Yates. Travis Rich, number 24, left field. Ben Thackett, the designated hitter, at 15. Number 1, Caleb Polly as the pitcher today. Number 22, Mike Spears as the catcher. Number 6, Tyler Christian at right field. And number 14, Devin Wolf at center field. Subs are number 11, Taylor Rich, number 19, Austin Sterrett, and 18, Nick Weimer. And the starting lineups for your Carroll Chargers: number 21, John Timmerman at shortstop, number 5, Zach Van Lanningham at third base, Jeremy Shaldine at center field, number 7, number 8, Grant Wilson, left field, number 11, Steve Remesnick at first base, number 17, Peyton Lonergan at second base, 12, Matt Kowalski as a designated hitter, 25, Ross Coble as the catcher, replacing Elliott Ford today, number 19, Gavin Downs as the pitcher, number 2, Austin Keithley at right field, and the subs, number 1, Austin Starkey, 2, Tanner Gunner, and 20, Elliott Ford. Wonderful day for baseball today as we get set. Now with Gavin Downs, here's the pitch from him. First pitch, low for a ball, 1-0 count. Both sides, East Noble High School is wearing royal blue, white, black cleats, and they're wearing gray and blue. And coach is Kevin Irons, and they have a 5-3 record this year, and they have a .625 winning percentage this year, and the next game after Carroll will be against Norwell. For your Carroll High School, the coach, of course, is Dave Ginder. We're wearing our white uniforms, white pants, black cleats, and blue lining. We have a .833 winning percentage this year, and we are so far 10-2. And our next matchup will be against Belmont, and we're going to be away on that game. So now, East Noble has been walked. That will be Matt Patton. He was walked over to first. So now coming up to bat for the East Noble Knights, this is Cody Everidge at second base. Now, with a man on first, here's Gavin Down with the pitch. Attempted bunt, but called foul. 0-1 strike. Called strike, 0-1 count. So now that we have no outs, hopefully Carroll Chargers will see what they can do at the start, as we have a man on first right now. Here's the pitch from Gavin Downs. Pitch is there. Strike 1. Strike 2. 0-2 count. Fast speed pitch there by Gavin Downs right down the center for a strike. He's going to get set here. Gavin over. Attempted bunt. Ball 1. 1-2 count. Gavin Downs is showing his athleticism this year as he's done a very good job for the Chargers, and hopefully today he can add on to another win for the Chargers. A wild pitch by Gavin Downs, thrown back over to second. He's safe. Ross Coble going to get that ball that was thrown right into the dirt and throw it over to second, but wasn't in time, and now we have a man on second. Still up to bat is Cody Everidge. So here we go with a man on second. Downs going to get set. Here's the pitch to Everidge. Attempted bunt. Strike 3. He's out. Was a fast speed pitch there by Gavin Downs. Is trying to get off a bunt there, but Gavin Downs' speed overtook Everidge. And now coming up to bat for the East Noble Knights is Tanner Fugate. He's playing third base today. So we have a man on second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low ball, 1-0 count. Now here's the pitch. Right down the strike zone, 1-1 is the count. So now the Chargers again with that 10-2 record, hoping to add on another win today, as this is a conference match between the East Noble Knights. And there's a ball hit right. Gavin now catches it right over to first. Out. There's the second out, excuse me. But that advances Knight Patton over to third, and we'll have 2 outs with number 3, Tanner Yates, coming up to bat. So the Chargers, like I said, this is a conference match between the East Noble Knights, hoping to get a win here. It's the first one, in fact, so Chargers would definitely like to get a win here. So now we have a man on third in scoring position with 2 outs. Gavin down with a pitch. Ball smacked down center field. Are they going to get it? Catch, caught, and that's the third and final out of the top of the first. Now we'll be heading to the bottom of the first with your Carroll Chargers coming up to bat. And coming up to bat first for the Chargers is number 21, John Timmerman. And leading off after him will be Zach Van Lanningham and Jeremy Shelmabat. So with a score 0-0, Gavin Dow's doing a great job at keeping that runner on third from scoring, and the Chargers are now in position to score here. If they can get a couple of runs here, get ahead early, and that'd be a very good thing. We'll see what can happen. So the pitcher for the East Noble Knights today is number 1, Caleb Polly. And like I said, Chimmerman coming to bat, but going to records here, the East Noble Knights have a 5-1 record at home, but an 0-2 record away, so struggle on the road a little bit this year. And for the Carroll Chargers, they have a 3-0 record at home and a 6-2 record away, so they're doing a very good job away. So they're doing a very good job so far. Hopefully they can get going on the bottom of the first and get a couple runs early. So as Polly warms up, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back with CSBN.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
We are back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Nathan Weaver again, and it's a beautiful but windy day here at DNR Gorsuch's Athletic Complex. With coming up to bat first for your Chargers is John Timmerman. Here's the pitch from Polly. Smack down right down over to left field, and he gets a single. A good hit there by John Timmerman. Now coming up to bat next is number 5, Zach Van Lanningham. So now that we have a man on first, Zach Van Lanningham wanting to get a good hit here, maybe advance run over to scoring position over at third, so we'll see what happens there. And we have a man on first. Pitcher going to dig deep. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. 1-0 count. So there's the pitch. Now we have a 1-1 count for Van Lanningham with a man on first. Thrown back over to first. Attempted to get Timmerman out over at first, but it was unsuccessful there. Now Polly going to come back up to pitch here, and looking closely over at first. Here's the pitch from Polly. Ball. Close one, but didn't get into that strike zone. And now we have a 2-1 count to Zach Van Lanningham. So now we have, here's the pitch. Brought back over to first. Safe. Now again coming up to bat after Zach Van Lanningham is number 7, Jeremy Shelmabat, playing over in center field today. So now that we have a 2-1 count, here's the pitch right back over to first. Safe. keeping a really close eye over at first. Really wanted to get John Timmerman out over there, but Timmerman's been doing really good so far. Quick on his legs and really getting back over to first. So here's the pitch. Ball. There's a steal over to second. Out. Tagged out over at second. A good play by the center, Mike Spears. As soon as that pitch came right to him, he threw it right back over to first and got the out. So there's one out. And still with the 2-2 count to Zach Van Lanningham. And here's the pitch. Smack down center field. It's going. Out. Second out for the Carroll Chargers. And now coming up to bat is Jeremy Schummel down there as we have 2 outs on the Chargers. Score still remains 0-0. Really good hit there by Zach Van Lanningham, but just didn't get far enough. And Travis Rich was over there to catch it. Here's a ball smacked down right over to the third baseman, right back over to first, out. Third and final out. Now we're going to head to the top of the second. This is CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Welcome back to CSBN. I'm Nathan Weaver again, and now that the Carroll last inning unsuccessful as we had a couple of hits, but no runs scored, and that score remains 0-0. Coming up to bat next for the East Noble Knights is number 24, Travis Rich. He's playing over in left field today, so hopefully the Chargers, like the last inning, were very successful on the mound, and hopefully this inning still knock off the Knights. And there's a ball hit down left field line, foul. 0-2 count for Rich. Here's a pitch set, thrown right into the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 count to Rich from Downs. So now here's the pitch from Downs. Right into the dirt once again. 2 times in a row he's done that. They're starting to go a little bit crazy with the ball, but now there's a 2-2 count. Hopefully he can get one more strike here and get this batter out. Here's the pitch. Right into the dirt, ball 3. Full count at 3-2 to Rich. Coming up to bat next for the Knights is Ben Thackett. He's the designated hitter today. Here's the pitch from Downs. Ball cracked over right to Downs, right over to first, out. Out. Number 1 for the Chargers. Very good play there by Downs, and ball was thrown a little low, but Remesnik was able to catch it right before it hit the ground and get the out. So coming up to bat next, like I said, is number 15, Ben Tackett. So now with 1 out, here's the pitch from Downs. Swung at and missed. Strike 1. 0-1 count. Now we've had 2 hits in the game, 1 from each side, and hopefully to get a couple more here, make the game a little bit more interesting, as it's a little bit of a slow start for both teams. So there's the pitch from Downs, and that'll give him a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ball thrown low. 2-1 count to Tackett. Coming up next after Tackett is the pitcher, Caleb Hawley. Here's the pitch from Downs, swung at and missed once again. 2-2 count. And Pauly did a good job last inning at stopping the Chargers from getting anything going, and it's coming up to bat next. See what he can do. Here's the pitch to Tackett. Strike 3, you're out of here. There's the second out. Coming up to, like I said, is Pauly with 2 outs, no man on base. Chargers defensively doing a really good job so far. And Downs is really throwing the heat and stopping the Knights from getting anything going. So here's the pitch to Pauly. Ball thrown low. Ball 1. 1-0 count. So now that we have in the infield, we have Van Lanningham over at third. And here's the pitch. Ball smacked down right field. And it'll drop. There's a single for Polly. And a good hit there for Polly as he gets something going for the Knights. And coming up to bat next is... Oh, excuse me. That was Polly. That was Mike Spears, excuse me. Mike Spears came up to bat there and got the single.
Right fielder, number 6,
and coming up to bat
Christian.
now is the right fielder, Tyler Christian. So with 2 outs, here's the pitch to Ryan Christian. Ball 1. So man on first, 1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Downs. Throwing back over to first, safe. That was a close one from Downs, throwing it right over to Mesnick, attempting to get Spears out over at first, but unsuccessful there. Now we still remains 1-0. Back over to first, safe. So like I was saying earlier, Zach Van Lanningham over at third. John Timmerman over at shortstop. We have Ross Cooper over at catcher, Steve Mesnick over at first, Pink Loninger over at second in the infield. So here's the pitch. Downs, swung at and missed. Ball was really low. I'm surprised that Tyler Christian swung at that one, but now we have a 1-1 count. Here we go. Man on first. Here's the pitch. Small smack down right field. That will put a man over at second, and that will give Christian a single. And the Knights are starting to get something going at the top of the second. So with 2 outs now, they're still in a little bit of trouble. Hopefully they can get a really good hit from Wolf, who's coming up next, Devin Wolf. And I'm hoping to get some runs here for the Knights. But so here we go. Man off first and second. Here's the pitch from Downs. Ball popped right over behind the Carroll dugout, and that will be a foul. 0-1 count to Wolf. So here we go. Downs going to get set here. Here's the pitch. Strike. Strike 2. That'll be an 0-2 count. Gavin Downs is really cranking the heat here and doing a good job so far. But now he has a man on first and second, hoping to get a third and final out of the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Ball smacked down center field. That will put a man home and bring him into third. And that will give Wolf an RBI single. And that will put Christian over to third. So now the East Noble Knights get ahead first on the scoreboard. They're up 1-0 with the man in scoring position. Coming up to bat next is top of the lineup, number 10, Matt Patton. So here we go to Patton. Downs hoping to get something done here. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. 0-1 count. Gavin Downs did a very good job at first, but it seems like on the last pitch, the hitters seem to hit it right into that outfield, and that time it was an RBI single for Wolf, and there's a ball thrown over to first, and he was safe. So now we have an 0-1 count with 2 outs. The East Noble Knights coming up with 3 hits so far in this inning, and there's a really good ball thrown by Gavin Downs. Strike 2. 0-2 count now. Over to Patton. So the man on first and third. Here's the pitch from Downs. Strike 3, and you're out of here. The Chargers stop it there as they gave up a run in the top of the second, but stayed strong at the end. And now coming up to bat next for your Chargers, looks like it's going to be Grant Wilson, the left fielder, followed by Steve Mesnick and Peyton Loninger. So a good job by the Chargers is stopping that, but they didn't really want to give up that run there, and hopefully they can get something going at the bottom of the second here. And so far, like I said, their season has been very successful. They've gone 10-2. And this is the first conference match between the two, so they would like to get a conference win for the season here and add on to their good season so far. So, like I said, the varsity baseball team just finished playing the Bishop Dwayne Saints and will travel to Belmont. Belmont on Thursday for an away game there. So, for the Knights, they just got done playing Goshen at home, and they'll be at home again versus Norwell on Thursday. So, key matchups coming up for both teams, but tonight's a big one. Each team wanted to get a win here, and still on the mound is Polly for the Knights. Did a very good job last inning. Didn't let a run go, and let a hit go, but didn't give up any runs. So leading on for your Carroll Chargers, number 8, Grant Wilson, the left fielder. See what he can do for the Chargers as he leads us off the bottom of the second. So here's the pitch to Wilson. Strike one right down the middle. Good pitch thrown there by Pauly, and that will give Wilson an 0-1 count here. So here we go with the pitch from Pauly. Smacked right into the outfield for Grant Wilson. That will give him a single, as that ball was hit right in between the shortstop and the second baseman and right into center field. So a good hit there by Grant. He gets on base first for your Chargers. So coming up next at bat is Steve Remesnick, the first baseman for your Chargers today. So now that we have a man on first, 0 outs. Here's the pitch from Pauly. Ball thrown high, and it was attempted steal there by Grant Wilson, but didn't have enough time and was going back to first. So here we go now with a 1-0 count to Remesnick. He gets set, watching over to first very closely. Here's the pitch from Pauly. 1-1 count there for Remesnick. Ball thrown right over to first. Not thrown out, but good job there by Pauly. So now that we have a 1-1 count, here's the pitch. Ball smacked down right over to third baseman, over to second, over to first. Double play. There's 2 outs. Really good defense there by the East Noble Knights, and that will give the Chargers 2 outs. Coming up to bat next is Peyton Loninger, the second baseman. Now that we have a man on first, here's the pitch. Pop fly. Oh, it looks like they're going to keep Remesnick over first. They said he was safe, so there's only 1 out there for the Chargers. So Remesnick getting on base safely there, but unlucky for Grant Wilson. He's thrown out over at second. So now that we have an 0-1 count, over to Peyton Loninger. Here's the pitch. Ball smacked down right over to shortstop, right back over to first. Out. Second out. It was thrown right over to thrown over to Tanner Frigate and thrown back over to first for the second out.
Number 12, Matt.
So coming up to bat for your Carroll Chargers is the designated hitter, number 12, Matt Kowalski. So here we go, the pitch to Kowalski. So now that we have a man on second. Good and set. It's Pauly right over to second. Out! Got him out over at second. There's the third and final out of the second inning. We'll be right back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
We are back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Nathan Weaver. Today in the gorgeous athletic complex, the Chargers are down 0-1 against the East Noble Knights. And there's a ball thrown right over to Timmerman, right back over to first. Out. And that was Cody Average hitting the ball right over to Timmerman, and Timmerman threw it back over to first for the first out of the top of the third.
Now batting is the third baseman, number 4, Tanner Fugate.
So here we go. Coming up to bat next for the East Noble Knights is Tanner Fugate, the third baseman. So here's the pitch from Downs. Ball thrown right into the dirt, ball 1. So now the Chargers haven't gotten anything going on batting today, and hoping to turn that around at the bottom of the third here. But at the top of the third here, we have 1 out to Fugate. Strike 1. 1-1 count. Good pitch there by Gavin Downs, right down into the strike zone. He's been throwing some heat today, and he's only given up 1 run so far. So here's the pitch. Swung at and missed. Strike 2. 1-2 count to Fugate. So the sun's starting to come out today in the athletic complex here, and starting to show a beautiful day. So there's a ball, questionable balls. The ball was thrown right into the dirt and to Fugate, so that would be a 2-2 count now. Here we go with the pitch. Ball 4. That's going to walk Fugate. I'll put him over at first, and now coming up to bat is number 3, Trevor Yates, the first baseman for the East Noble Knights. So now we have a man on first.
Now batting is the first baseman, number 3, Trevor
We
Yates.
have 1 out. Here comes Gavin Downs, getting set for the pitch. He's getting set. Here's the pitch. Oh, Downs is cautioned off a little bit as Yates wanted to fix something over on there on home plate. And now here we go. Here's the pitch from Downs. Ball smacked right down right field. Foul. Just if that would have been a little bit to the left past the post, it would have been a home run, but it stays over there in foul territory and hits the little hut over there on right field. So now we have an 0-1 count to Yates. And here's the pitch from Downs. Right back over to first. Safe. And that was Fugate heading back over to first as Downs almost had that piece on him over there and getting almost an out there. But here's the pitch from Downs. Ball tipped. Strike 2. 0-2 count now for Yates. And coming up to bat next for Yates is the left fielder, Travis Ritt, number 24. So now we have an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch from Downs. Ball 1. Downs has been throwing some heat early in this game. Doing a very good job so far, so hopefully he can keep some stamina up and get the Chargers to win today. But there's a ball hit right over to Timmerman, right over to first, safe. Good hit there by Yates as before he started hitting, Fugate headed over to second, and it was a perfect timing, and there's a man on first and second out for East Noble with 1 out. Coming up to bat next is Travis Rich, the left fielder. So that was a good hit there by Yates, just not fast enough for Timmerman. And now we have some men on bases, and hopefully Rich can turn around. Or there's a ball thrown low. 1-0 count. So here we go. Your Chargers down at 0-1 with a 1-0 count. Here's Downs. Ball foul tipped behind home plate, and that'll be a 1-1 count now there for Travis Rich. So here we go. Checking over at second is Downs. Back over to first. Ow! Good eye there by Gavin Downs right over to Steve Remesnik and got the out. So there's 2 outs with a man on second. A 1-1 count for Rich. Awesome play there by Gavin Downs. He had a very good eye and Just got him that time and caught Yates off guard. So there's a pitch thrown low, ball 2. So now that we have a 2-1 count, 2 outs, Downs hoping to end it here. He's going to get a set. And a pitch. Swung at, missed. 2-2 count. A ball thrown low by Downs, but it tricked Rich and swung at it. So now that we have now here we go from the pitch from Kevin Downs. Ball swung at right down right field, going into foul territory, but nice catch there by Austin Keithley for the third and final out, and that will lead us to the bottom. Looks at the bottom of the third here. So Chargers doing a very good job there pitching and didn't give up any runs. So Gavin Downs did a very good job there and coming up to bat next for the Carroll Chargers. He's going to lead us off as number 12, the designated hitter, Matt Kowalski. And after him will be the catcher, Ross Kogel. And we'll have Gavin Downs, or we'll have, excuse me, not Gavin Downs, but Austin Keithley. So far the Chargers haven't really had anything going and are still remain down 0-1 to the East Noble Knights. So hopefully we can get something going here and get a win here today. Carroll so far this year has had a really good, doing a really good job with that 10-2 record, just doing outstanding job so far. Last year we had the state champions, 2010 state champions over there on the scoreboard as our logo there, and just a very good season last year. And the Carroll Chargers hoping to maybe even get another state championship this year, even though they lost Glass this year, but he went over to Cincy, so lost a key player there, but they gained some talent this year as well, so we'll see what they can do. So leading off of the Chargers is number 12, Matt Kowalski. Here's the pitch from Polly. Ball swung at and missed, strike 1. 0-1 count now. So Kowalski hoping to get something going for the Chargers. And here's the pitch to him. Strike 2, right down the middle. First strike 2, and now we have an 0-2 count. Now we're going to get set here. There's nobody on base for the Chargers. Here's the pitch from Polly. A ball tipped right behind the mound of the Chargers, and that's going to be count remains at 0-2. So here we go with the next pitch from Polly. Ball thrown high. Ball 1. 1-2 count there for Polly, but so far he has kept the Chargers from getting anything started in this game. He's doing a very good job today for the Knights. Chargers really wanted to get something going this inning. So here's the pitch. Ball tipped right down left field, but foul. Ball was hit direction right over to the dugout almost of the Knights, and I'm not sure where he's going with that direction, but here's the pitch to Kowalski. Ball thrown low. Count goes to 2-2 over to Kowalski. So now here we go with no outs, no men on base, 2-2 count to Kowalski. Here we go. Getting set. Pitch. Hits Kowalski right in the back and sends him over to first. Yeah, wild pitch there thrown by Polly, but that will put a man on first for the Chargers. And coming up to bat next is
the pitcher, number 19,
Gavin Downs. So far doing a fairly well job on the mound tonight, and see what he can do as a batter here. So So now that we have a man on first, probably really keeping his eye over at first. It's almost got some charges out over there and been sneaking a little too far off the base, and Polly's been almost catching him over there. So now here's the pitch from him. A good bunt there by Gavin Downs. Out over at first, but it sends Kowalski over to second. A good play there by the Chargers, as now we have a man on second with 1 out. Coming up to bat next is the catcher, the right fielder, number 2, Austin Keithley. So, good play there by the Chargers. Put a man on second. It's a good hit here. Might even score Kowalski over at second. So now here we go. The pitch is set. He delivers. Ball 1. 1-0 count. Well, looked like it was almost into the strike zone, but didn't make it according to the umpire, so it was going to be ball 1. Now when he gets set, Polly's going to be set on the mound. He's going to deliver the pitch. Ball thrown right into the dirt, right behind the catcher, Mike Spears, and that will send Kowalski over to third. Into scoring position now. So now that we have a man on scoring position, Keithley really wanted to get something going here. Get someone to tie this ball game up in this conference matchup between the Carroll Chargers and the East Noble Knights. So now we have that man over at third. Pitch from Polly. Ball 3. 3-0 count. So we haven't had a strike on the scoreboard yet here. And so now one more could lead a man over at first and bring up John Timmerman, who's coming up to bat next with 1 out. So here's Keithley. 3-0 count to him. Man over at third. Polly gets set. Delivers the pitch. Strike 1. 3-1 count. Very good pitch there by Polly right down the middle. And hoping to get Keithley out here as he's gone 3 balls in a row. So here we go from Polly. Here's the pitch. Ball smacked down right over to second base. Throw back at home. Out. There's a second out. But that will keep Keithley over on first. But a good defensive play there by the East Noble Knights, as sitting over there in second base is Cody Everidge. He received the ball and threw it right back over to Spears and got the out there to
shortstop. Number 21,
to Kowalski, excuse me. So now coming out to bat is the top of the lineup for your Carroll Chargers. At shortstop, John Timmerman. After him will be number 5, Zach Van Leningham. So with 1 out, we have Keithley over at first. Here's the pitch. Ball, 1-0 count. So far, the Chargers have only gotten 2 hits in this game, and the East Noble Knights have had 5. So not doing a very good job batting today for the Chargers, but hoping to change that around. We're at the bottom of the third. So there's a pitch thrown low there by Polly. That'll be a 2-0 count. He's had 3 balls over to Keithley. Now so far he has 2 balls over here to Timmerman. So struggling a little bit getting into the strike zone. So here's the pitch from Polly. Ball smacked down right over to second base. Dropped again, and Timmerman will reach first and send a man over to second. So the ball is smacked over to Cody Everidge. Cody Everidge dropped it and picks it up and dropped it again, and Timmerman was able to advance to first, and Keithley was able to advance over to second. So
third baseman, number 5,
coming up to bat next is number 5, Zach Van Leningham, the third baseman today. So now we have a man on first and second. Polly backing up a little bit. Maybe warming up a little bit, trying to get his pitch right. And now he's back on the mound. He's going to deliver the pitch. Ball thrown high for ball 1. 1-0 count over to Van Leningham. So now that we have 2 outs of the Chargers, being on first and second, Van Lanningham really wanted to get something going here for the Chargers. Here's a pitch from Polly. Ball smack down center field. It's going. It's going. It's going to go to the fence, and that's going to score, man, and send Timmerman over to first. But he's going to attempt to score, and he will. Now will put Carroll ahead, 2-1. A really good hit there by Zach Van Lanningham, and he will have an RBI. So now that will score 2, and a good job there by Van Lanningham. Now the Chargers getting something going. And coming up to bat next is the center fielder, number 7, Jeremy Shelmadine. So here we go. With the man on second. Here's the pitch from Polly. Ball 1. 1-0 count. So now, that Chargers got the lead, hoping to gain some more momentum and hopefully start to take this lead and advance even more. So here's the pitch from Polly. Ball swung out and in, missed by Shelmadine. 1-1 count to him. Chargers so far have started to struggle, but now starting to gain some momentum. And East Noble Knights really, with the 2 outs here, attempting to end this 3rd inning and have themselves be able to bat once again and try to tie this game. But there's a ball tipped right behind home plate, and that will be a strike 2. So that's a 1-2 count over Shelmadine. So we have Van Lanningham over at second. Shelmadine up to bat. Coming up to bat next is Grant Wilson, who was thrown out over at second earlier. So here's the pitch. A ball hit, foul. 1-2 count remains to Shelmadine. Paulie started to struggle a little bit this inning, but has done a very good job so far and really wanted to get this 3rd and final out to give them the bat the next inning. So here's the pitch from Polly. He delivered. Ball smacked down left field. It's going. It's going. And it's going to be caught right over down the left field. A very good hit there by Jeremy Shelmadine, but a really good catch by Travis Rich over in left field. And that will lead us to the top of the 4th. This is CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
We are back. My name is Nathan Weaver once again for CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. So here we go now. Coming back is the Chargers defense versus East Noble's offense, and coming up to bat for the Knights is number 15, Ben Tackett, the designated hitter. So they really want to get, the Knights really want to get something started here. So here's the pitch. Strike 2, 0-2 count. So the Chargers doing a very good job so far defensively, only giving up 1 run. Chargers are ahead 2-1 after getting 2 runs last inning. There's a ball thrown for a 1-2 count now from Downs to Tackett. So here we go. Here's the pitch from Downs. He's going to get set on the mound. He delivers. Swung out and missed. You're out of here. So that's going to be out number 1. Coming up to bat next is number 22, Mike Spears. So now that we have 1 out, there's nobody on base for the Knights. Gavin Downs going to set to deliver. Ball thrown low. Ball 1, 1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Gavin. Ball smacked right behind home plate. Strike 1, 1-1 count. Downs really throwing the heat there. Chargers so far haven't had anybody warming up over in the bullpen, so Must be thinking Downs doing a really good job. But there's a ball smacked right over to Loniger, right back over to first, out number 2. So there's going to be 2 outs. Coming up to bat next for the East Noble Knights is number 6, Tyler Christian, the right fielder. So he's going to come up to bat with 2 outs. And so far, Chargers getting it done this inning, and hopefully get back, give a chance to get some more runs on that scoreboard. So here's the pitch from Downs, ball 1, 1-0 count. And there's a ball thrown right over to the shortstop, right back over to first for an out. There would be the third and final out. We're going to lead to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back with CSBN.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
We are back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Nathan Weaver once again, and bringing you today's matchup on this gorgeous Tuesday afternoon. The Chargers have regained the lead, so 2-1, and coming up to bat next for the Chargers, looks like number 8, Kareem Wilson. Like I said earlier, he was thrown out over at second and first at bat, so coming up to bat after him is the first baseman, number 11, Steve Remesnick, and 17, the second baseman, Peyton Loniger. So here we go, the pitch from Polly. Ball thrown low, 1-0 count. Looks over at the bullpen. The Chargers are warming up Jeremy Shelmanine. We'll see what they can do, if they're going to change pitchers next inning or just warming up somebody just in case. So here's the pitch from Polly. Ball thrown, strike. Ball was thrown low, but it was counted as a strike by the umpire, so we'll go a 1-1 count here. Now here comes Polly. He's getting set. Pitch from him. Swung at. Strike 2. 1-2 count. Ball thrown really low there, but Grant Wilson took a swing at it and cost himself a strike there. So it's going to be a 1-2 count to Wilson. And here we go. Polly gets set. He's going to deliver the pitch. Ball swung at and tipped by Wilson. So that's going to be the count remains at 1-2. Like I said, the Chargers over there warming up Shelmanine, so we'll see what they'll make. Maybe make a pitching change soon, or just warming up somebody to, just in case Down starts to go down a little bit. But here's the pitch from Polly. Ball swung at and missed. He's out of here, and coming up the bat next is number 11, Steve Remesnick, the first baseman. Coming up after him is Peyton Loniger. So
first baseman, number 11, Steve Remesnick.
Steve Remesnick, I believe, got a single last at bat, hoping to get something done here. So here's the pitch from him from Polly. Ball swung out right over the first baseman, tossed over at first, out number 1. So the ball was hit right over to number 3, Trevor Yates, and threw it back over to Polly. Polly got him out over at first. So
now batting is the second baseman, number 17,
so
Peyton
coming up to bat
Loniger.
next is the second baseman, number 17, Peyton Loniger. Coming up after Peyton is Matt Kowalski. So now that we have 2 outs, women on base, here's the pitch from Polly. Ball thrown low, 1-0 count. Kowalski earlier getting hit in the Kowalski coming up next earlier got hit in the back, so hopefully doesn't get hit this time, and hopefully can get a hit for the Chargers. But here's Peyton Loniger, pitch Peyton Loniger, ball thrown low, 2-0 count. So the Chargers starting to hit a little bit. They have 3 hits. One of those hits going for an RBI to put them up in the lead, and that was from Zach Van Lanningham. Now Paulie's going to get set for the pitch here. He's going to deliver the pitch to Loniger. Loniger's going to swing. A ball slammed down left field. That's going to give him a single. A good hit there by Peyton Loniger. A ball smacked down right down left field. Too fast for Tanner Fugate over at third, and I will give him a single and bring up Matt Kowalski.
Now batting is the designated hitter, number 12.
He's the designated hitter today, so
Kowalski.
Here we're going to go with him. Coming up after Matt Kowalski is Ross Coble, the catcher. So here we go with the main on first. Here's the pitch for Polly. He's going to deliver it. Ball. 1-0 count. A fairly good pitch there by Polly, but just didn't get into the strike zone. That's going to give him the ball one, and that's going to be a 1-0 count for him. And he's going to get set for the next pitch. Matt Kowalski jerking a little bit, almost as if he was going to get hit once again, but I was going to do ball 2 for Polly, so that's going to be a 2-0 count. Man on first. Polly's going to get set here. Watching closely over at first. Here's the pitch from him. Ball 3, 3-0 count. Carroll Chargers really want to add on to this lead here as we are now at the bottom of the 4th. Yes, bottom of the 4th. And the Chargers, here's the pitch from Polly, and that will walk Kowalski and bring Lager over to second. Coming up to bat next is, looks like the pitcher actually, Gavin Downs. So Matt Kowalski was subbing in for Ross Coble now as Gavin Downs is coming in to pitch. Coming in to hit, excuse me. Here we go. We have Spears going over and talking to Polly over on the mound, hoping to think about what they're going to do for the next pitch and get the third and final off for the night. So now the conference has come to an end, and Spears is going to go right back over to home plate. So now we have Gavin Downs over out to bat for the Chargers. Here comes Polly. He's going to get set for the pitch. Looks back over at second. Looks back over at second again. Pitches. Ball thrown. Strike. 1. 0-1 count. Ball looked almost like a curveball, but went up a little bit and then went straight back down. Right down low into the strike zone. So now we have a man on first and second. Here's the pitch from Polly. Strike 2. Really good pitch there by Polly. 2 in a row. Really ball's thrown low, but right into the strike zone. So now we have an 0-2 count to Gavin Downs with 2 outs, man on first and second. Here's the pitch. Ball swung at and tipped by Downs. So that's going to be keep it at 0-2 count. So here we go. Probably going to get set. Going to watch closely over at second. And pitch. Ball tipped right behind home plate, and no count remains at 0-2. So now the pitch is going to get set here. Gonna look back over to second once again. He's going to deliver the pitch. We're going to be fouled over and down right over to the bullpen of the Knights. So the Chargers now still remains at 0-2 count for Gavin Downs. 2 outs. Here comes the next pitch from Polly. Ball smacked down right over to second base. And there's the third and final out of the 4th inning. That will lead us to the top of the 5th. This is Nathan Weaver with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And we are back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Nathan Weaver once again, and Chargers still ahead 2-1, and we're at the top of the 5th. Gavin Downs still on the mound, and coming up back next for the East Noble Knights is number 14, Devin Wolf, the center fielder. Here's the pitch from Downs. Ball swung at and missed. Strike 1. 0-1 count to him. Good pitch there by Downs, a little low, but got the job done as Wolf swung at and missed. So here we go with the next pitch from Downs. Ball swung out right over to Van Lanningham, back over to first, out. Out number 1. Good defense by Van Lanningham there, and getting it right back over to first as fast as he could, and got out number 1 for the Chargers there. So now that we have 1 out, there's nobody on base.
The shortstop.
Now batting
10,
for the East
Matt
Noble Knights
Patton.
is number 10, the top of the lineup, Matt Patton, the shortstop. Here we go. From downs. Pitch thrown low. Ball 1. 1-0 count. And here's the pitch. Ball right. Looked like right down the middle, but from this view it may have not been. So we have a 2-0 count there for Wolf. Now here's the pitch from downs. Ball smacked right down into right field. It's going. It's going. Ball caught down there by Austin Keithley. Good job there by Keithley, and that will get the second out. And the Knights have nobody on base, and there's 2 outs. Coming up to bat next is number 2, Cody Average. He's doing a very good job today over at second base, picking up some ground balls and throwing it right back over to first for a couple outs today. He's doing a good job, very good job defensively. Offensively hasn't really been getting anything done, but there was a ball thrown by Downs for strike 1, 0-1 count. Here's the pitch from Downs. Strike 2, ball thrown low, but the umpire sees it as a strike and calls it for strike 2, so there's going to be an 0-2 count there. So now Downs, we have 2 outs. Here's the pitch. A ball, 1. So there's a 1-2 count there from Downs to Everidge. So now here we go with the next pitch. Ball delivered right into the dirt. Somebody on base could have advanced to the next base, but nobody on base right now. So here we go with Everidge. Pitch delivered. Ball smacked right behind home plate. Ball 2. 2-2 count. So now here we go. Dom's going to set. And he's going to pitch. Ball smacked right over to Timmerman. Right back over to first. Third and final out. That will lead us to the bottom of the 5th. Good job there by the Chargers. Not allowing any hits to go past them. And that will give the Chargers a chance to add on to this lead as they're ahead 2-1 in this conference matchup against the East Noble Knights.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And coming up to that next for the Chargers is number 2, Austin Keithley, followed by number 21, John Timmerman, and number 5, Zach Van Manningham. So the right fielder will begin the bottom of the 5th for the Chargers here as they still have the lead 2-1. So it looks like Polly's going to still remain on the mound for the Knights. It's only given up 2 runs today, so doing a fairly good job. As, he only gave up that 1 inning for the Chargers when Zach Van Manningham hit that ball right down into center field and got 2 men in for the Chargers and gave them the lead. So coming up to bat next is Austin Keithley. Okay, so Polly's going to get set to pitch here. Austin Keithley seems ready. Comes Polly with the pitch. Ball thrown low. 1-0 count. So now the Chargers really wanted to add on this lead. Polly really starting to struggle a little bit, but he still kept on trying really hard and only kept the Chargers 2 runs. But there's a ball smacked right over to second base, right back over to first, and that will be enough for an out number 1. So there's a ball hit right over to Matt Patton over at shortstop and thrown back right over to first to Yates.
The shortstop, number 21, John Timmerman.
So coming out the back for your Chargers now are number 21, the shortstop, the top of the lineup, John Timmerman. So now that we have a 1 out, Timmerman hoping to lead us off with a good hit here. So here's the pitch. Ball 1. 1-0 count to Timmerman. So not really much success for the Chargers either. Batting today, only had that one really good hit by Van Lanningham. So we really wanted to tackle some more points here. They really need to get some hits going. And there's a ball tipped right behind the dugout of the Chargers. So now that will give Timmerman a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch to Timmerman from Polly. Ball right into the dirt. Ball to 2-1 count. Looks like Polly's got a little bit tired on the mound, but I don't see anybody over warming up for the night so far. So it looks like they have a lot of faith in Polly. So there's a ball tipped by Timmerman, running back over to first, out. Number 2. So there's a ball tipped by Timmerman, and he was running as fast as he could over to first, but wasn't in time, and that will bring up Zach Van Lanningham.
Now batting is the third
Number 5, the third baseman.
Number 5, Zach Van Lanningham.
Okay, so here we go. The pitch is set. He delivers. Ball 1. We have 2 outs. Chargers again struggling to get something going again. As they still had 2-1, but really wanted to get something going so they can keep that lead ahead and not let the Knights come back from it. And there's a ball thrown for a strike. There's a 1-1 count now. Umpire signaling the 1-1 count. Now here's the pitch from Polly. Strike 2. Questionable call, but a good pitch there by Polly. And now we have a 1-2 count to Van Lanningham. So now here we go. Coming up to bat next after Van Lanningham is Shelmadine. Here's the pitch to Van Lanningham. Ball smacked, but nice catch by number 3, Trevor Yates over at first. He had to dive for that one, but got the third and final out of the 5th inning, and that will lead us to the top of the 6th. This is Nathan Weaver for CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Welcome back to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. I'm Nathan Weaver for CSBN now. So coming up to bat next for the East Noble Knights is number 4, Tanner Frigate, the third baseman. The pitcher name is, again, Gavin Downs, and he has a 1-1 count now to him. Hopefully able to stop the Knights here from getting any more points on the any more runs on the scoreboard. So there's another pitch swung at and missed by Frigate, and that's going to be a 1-2 count. Here's Gavin Downs with the pitch, delivers. A ball smacked right over to Van Lanningham, but he misses it, and that's going to put a man over at first. And the coach really upset over that third base as Frigate could have advanced over to second, but really just stayed over at first, and the coach was signaling him to go over to second. But a ball was hit over to Van Lanningham. Van Lanningham tripped on his own feet a little bit and couldn't get to the ball fast enough, and I put Frigate over at first. So now coming up to bat for the East Noble Knights is Trevor Yates.
Number 3, Trevor Yates.
So here we go with a man on first. Gavin Downs it looks like Yates wanted a little bit of time here to recoup. And now he's going to come back, and Downs is going to get ready for the pitch. He gets set. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. 0-1 count over to Yates. So now we have to get over to first. Third base coach is giving Frigate over a signal over at first, and then he's going to throw. Downs is going to throw back over to first, attempting to get Frigate out. Unsuccessful. So now we have a man over at first. Still remains. Pitch thrown for a ball 1. 1-1 count to Yates. So now that we have 0 outs at the top of the 6th here, Downs still remains the pitcher for the Chargers. And and looks like he's going to stay that way. And here's the pitch from him. A ball foul behind the plate. 1-2 count. Chargers defensively today doing an amazing job. Is only giving up 1 run. Has been gathered down today. And defensively, the Chargers have stopped anything that have come into their path and really digging deep for every ball. So here's the pitcher down, strike 3. He's out of here. Coming up to bat next for the Knights is number 24, Travis Rich. He's the left fielder.
Now batting is the left fielder, number 24, Travis Rich.
Then we have a man on first. Pitch. Ball smacked right into center field. It's going to be caught for out number 2, and a good job there by Jeremy Shelmadine to get to that ball. Had to run quite a bit to get over to it, but he did a very good job from center field and got the second out. So coming up to bat next for the East Noble Knights is
change in the East Noble lineup.
Looks like
batting for himself is the pitcher, number 1, Caleb.
looks like they're going to play tack it out as a designated hitter and bring in Pauly. He's going to pitch for himself here, and so he's going to come up to bat for the first time today. See what he can do. Man over first. Here's the pitch. Ball thrown low. We have a 1-0 count now. So now we have Downs. Gonna get set for the pitch. Here's the pitch from him. Strike 1 right down the middle for Downs. Very good pitch. Brought some heat there, and that's gonna give the count a 1-1. So now man remains at first. 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Downs. He's going to steal over to second. In enough time in the third and final out of the top of the 6th. The ball was thrown from, right from Ross Coble over to second as Fugate tried to attempt to go back, steal over to second, but too slow for, Coble, and he threw it right over to second for the third and final out. So now the Chargers are coming up to bat with a lead at the bottom of the 6th. So really, if they can get some runs here, it would really be helpful because then they can end the game on top of the 9th. So really wanting to get something going here, get a couple of runs in, ensure the win. Coming up to bat next for the Chargers is number 7, Jeremy Shelmadine, the center fielder. In this conference matchup, Chargers have a lead so far, but anything's possible. Anything can change. Both teams very talented and having a pretty decent game today. Defensively, both teams have done a really good job at stopping any runs coming on the scoreboard. And Chargers have only got 2 nuns off of 1 hit, and off of 1 hit, a single RBI for the Knights, and that put a score in, and they scored first. The Chargers quickly came back and got the lead. And now at the bottom of the 6th, Pauly's still on the mound, really wanting to stop the Chargers here and lead his team back into batting so they can attempt to win this game for them. As again, like I said, they have this year they have East Noble Knights have a .625 winning percentage. Pretty decent winning percentage this year as they're 5-3. Not too bad of a record, but hopefully the second half of this season they really want to get some more wins and for the team and gain some more momentum.
Number 7, Jeremy Shelmadine.
So coming up to bat next for the Chargers, like I said, is number 7, Jeremy Shelmadine, the center fielder. Earlier top of the 6th here, he ran for a ball that was hit right into center field and got to it in time, but there's a ball hit by Shelmadine right back over to first. Safe. There's a ball hit right past Pauly and it was picked up by Fugate, and Fugate threw it right back over to Yates, but they weren't in time, and Jeremy Shelmadine got back over to first for a single. So coming up to bat next is Grant Wilson.
Now batting is the left fielder, number 8, Grant Wilson.
Okay, so now we have a man on first. No outs. Here comes Pauly to Wilson. Oh, Pauly's going to throw it over to first. Unsuccessful over that first attempt to get Shelmadine now. So here we go. Gonna get back on the mound here. Here's the pitch from him. He's gonna get set. Delivers. Strike one. 0-1 count. Throwing some heat there by Polly. Good job. And now now the Chargers are really wanting to get something going here. For 6 straight innings, they really haven't been doing anything. So here we go to the pitch to Wilson. Ball smacked right, hitting Polly. That will give Wilson a single, and it does Shelmadine over to first. So the second time a ball has been hit right to Polly, right past him. That time hitting him in the shoulder and going right past him. So that's going to be 2 men on base now. Bring up number 11, the first baseman, Steve Remesnik. So here we go for Polly. He's going to get set. And really now going to have to watch over at second base as he's been doing all day. And here's the pitch to Remesnik. There's a bunt, a really nice bunt there by Remesnik. That's going to put a man over at second, and that will put the bases. Oh. It looks like they're going to get Grant Wilson out at first. Didn't really see that. That was really quick. Must have tagged him out before he hit second, but a really nice bunt by Remesnik, and that will put Shelmadine in scoring position. And coming up to bat next is number 17, the big man.
Second baseman, number 17,
Peyton Moniker. So here we go. Paulie wanting some time here. Is the catcher giving him the signal. Really hoping that these two communicate. Paulie's going to come up to get ready now with the man on first and the man on third. Here's the pitch. Ball smacked right into center field, and that will score a run and put Remesnik over at second and give Loniger an RBI single. So that will put the Chargers up. One more run, 3-1. A good hit there by Peyton Loniger with only 1 out. Coming up to bat next is the designated hitter, Matt Kowalski.
The designated hitter, number 12, Matt Kowalski.
So now we have a man on first and second. Here's the pitch from Polly. Ball thrown into the dirt, and that will put Remesnik over at third and put Loniger over at second. Remesnik almost had a chance to go all the way home, but stopped himself and went right back over to third. So now we have a man in scoring position for Kowalski. And Kowalski has a 1-0 count so far. So Polly really starting to get a little bit tired here and really starting to struggle. Now here's the pitch from him to Kowalski for a ball. Ball 2, 2-0 count. Nezik over at third, Loniger over at second. Now we have Coach Ginder over here setting a signal over to Kowalski. Polly's going to be set on the mound. He's going to get set. Here's the pitch. Ball smacked right over to number 4, Turner Fugate, and that will score another run. Steve Remesnik will score, and that will put the Chargers up 4-1. But Kowalski was thrown out over at first, and Loniger was put over at third. So
the pitcher, number 19, Gavin Downs.
Now we have 2 outs. Coming up, the pitch is number 19, the pitcher, Gavin Downs. Here's the pitch from Polly, watching Loniger over at third, right into the dirt. Ball 1, 1-0 count. Really good job by the Chargers. Really gained some momentum in the bottom of the 6th here, hoping to take this game. Next inning, really gonna need Gavin Downs to end the game for him. Here's the pitch from Polly. Ball 2, 2-0 count, 2 outs. Now the Chargers have 7 hits in this game. They're leading by East Noble Knights, as the Knights only have 5 hits. And they have an error as well, the Knights do. So here we go from Polly, the pitch. Ball swung out right over to first, right back over to first to Polly, out number 3. So that will throw out downs. The Chargers get 2 runs in that inning, and now that will lead us to the top of the 7th. The Chargers and Gavin Downs really could put it into this game and really wanted to. So I'll be right back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Here we are back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Your Carroll Chargers are ahead 4-1 coming up to bat. The East Noble Knights is number 1, the pitcher, Caleb Holly. So here's the pitch from Downs. A ball smacked by Polly right into right field. Caught by Austin Keithley. Had to dive a little bit. Out number 1. 2 outs away from a win in this conference matchup between the East Noble Knights. Coming up to bat next for the Knights is
the catcher,
number 22, Mike Spears, the catcher. Here we go with 1 out. Here we got Gavin Downs going to set for the pitch. He's going to deliver. Ball smacked, tipped, foul. A strike, excuse me. 0-1 count. The pitch from Downs. Foul. Tip behind home plate. 0-2 count. So now with an 0-2 count to Spears, Downs has a really good chance here. Here's the pitch from him. Strike 3 and you're out of here with 2 outs now. 1 more out away from a win. Gavin Downs has a chance now to give the Chargers the first conference win of the season. So now coming up to bat next for the East Noble Knights is number 6, Tyler Christian. Here's the first pitch from Downs. Ball thrown high. Ball 1. 1-0 count. Here we go. He's going to pitch the ball. Strike 1, ball thrown low, but call a strike by the umpire, a 1-1 count. So now here we go to Christian from Downs. Ball smacked right over to Van Lanningham, right back over to first. Oh, and dropped by Steve Remesnik, and that will put Christian over at first. A critical error there by Steve Remesnik, and the Chargers have to go at it once again with 2 outs. And coming up to bat next is the top of the lineup for the East Noble Knights, Matt Patton, the shortstop. Oh, excuse me, there's been a...
Now batting is the center fielder, number 14, Devin Wolf.
Oh, excuse me, that's not the top of the lineup, excuse me, the bottom of the lineup, Devin Wolf, number 14 is coming up to bat. And here's a ball smacked down right field. It's going to be caught, and there's the game for the Chargers. They win in a thriller here for first conference win of the season, 4-1, a good win for the varsity baseball team. And I'm Nathan Weaver, and I'll be right back with the final game analysis, the stats, and the player of the game.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And we are back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger sports. Again, I'm Nathan Weaver, and today the Carroll Chargers win in their first conference matchup against the East Noble Knights, 4-1. Tonight, the Chargers and as well as the Knights doing a very good job defensively. The player of the game for the Chargers, I'm going to have to say, would be Zach Van Lanningham, because he had that thriller, really good hit right down into the left field and got 2 runs in. So there's the player of the game. Hard to tell today because there wasn't really a lot of hitting a lot of runs today. So, but a very good win there. But for the Chargers, and next game for the Chargers, will be versus Belmont, and that will be away. So hopefully everybody can attend that game. We won't be doing a CSBN game there, but tune in for our next podcast
this Thursday.
And we will give you some more exciting baseball from DNR Gorsuch's Athletic Center. This has been a great day and a great win for the Carroll Chargers. Thank you. From CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports, I'm Nathan Weaver saying goodbye.
You've been listening to Charger Baseball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.